Verse 6 of Nahum 3, it says, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
Yeah, and the Lord, the abominable filth, that's the shameful spewing, okay? And then what? Ultimately, the Lord's going to judge this place, okay? Because that's what's being put in order now through the Spirit. Now the nations are setting things in order against the Babylon, all right? Babylon, okay? Which is aka America. All right? You got it.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. And it reads, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
The just, elected, right? So it's basically, this truth basically is based on faith. The majority of, people land on faith. But in the end, when faith will be tested, all our faith will be tested. That day comes, the day of destruction, the day of Esau's decline.
Yeah, because he's fighting for his existence right now. That's one thing you gotta understand. He is fighting for everything that he's conquering. And while he's doing that, you got Jake that's just falling away from the faith, becoming apostates, teaching other things, other doctrines. All right? At a critical moment right now where this devil at any given time, he can turn against you. And that's what's about to happen. Persecution. But we're going to come out on top on this,
Verse 5, it says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
And that's what he's doing now. He's enlarging his desire as hell, because hell is the grave. And just like death, he's taking souls, and without any, how you say, he's taking souls without any, because you can't satisfy the grave, you can't satisfy death. Death is something that's imminent. It's constantly happening. And so that's this man's appetite. He wants to take everything over. He wants to take it. And so that's why it says it's referring to this lust as death.
I believe it's written in the book of Solomon. It talks about the wisdom of Solomon speaks about through envy of the devil, death entered into the world. And those that take hold of his side do find it. That's ultimately Esau working on the left-hand side, but the envy of the devil is talking about Cain. Esau is just Cain all over again. Finishing it off, all right? We'll read it again. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death.
Right. So in is as death. Because everything this man puts his hand to, he destroys. Okay? And his desire is insatiable. He'll never be able to satisfy it. That's why it refers to it as death. Because you can't satisfy death. Death is something that's always going to happen. So just like this man's desires is always going to be trying to take over. He's always going to be trying to plunder.
It says, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Yep, and that's what's happening. He's heaping them. He's gathering to him what? How go? Okay.
It says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
And that's what the whole NWO is about. That's what the whole New World Order is about. Okay? So that's what they're doing. Because Esau, he wants to dominate. He wants, and in actuality, he don't just want to enslave people. He wants men's souls. He wants your soul because he wants to be your God, or he wants to be God. Okay? So he's willing to do anything to capture his feet or to put himself in that spot. But the Lord says what? When he goes to fill his belly, he's going to be what? He's going to be in straits. So as we see now, as Esau is trying to bring about the New World Order, there's going to be there's going to be a lot of confusion. There's going to be a lot of things kind of, falling apart as far as his plans goes, But he's definitely going to implement that chip, So it ain't going to be that easy for him to do what he's doing,
Okay, so also somebody hold on deck on Psalms 49:11.
Psalm 49:11.
Somebody else get that deep. So scripture you're just reading Psalms
Habakkuk
49.
2. Habakkuk 2.
Okay, you done with that?
I think it's a little bit more.
All right, you hope, read your scripture, somebody get Psalms 49.
I got it.
Come on, y'all got it.
Yeah,
Come on.
I gotta help
Let's
me.
go.
I heard it. That's it.
Go ahead.
You want it now?
Hold it on deck.
Habakkuk 2:6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
How? Increases that is not his. He increases the world through violence, man. He took over a lot of countries. He gained a lot of, resources that is not his. Because, Esau is original bone. The original bone. So when he came out those caves, that's the first thing first thing on his mind was take over the world, man. That's the reason why the world is given to the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau. Esau, so-called white man, the devil and stuff. Right?
It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. I believe that him lading himself with thick clay is going into his debt. Think about the debt part, of course. Esau is in debt, but it speaks about in the NLT how he has become rich by extortion.
Yeah. Because understand that Esau is the biggest gangster. You know what I'm saying? Of the whole world, man. Like you mentioned, the biggest extortion. Because if you don't give him what he wants, he gonna destroy you. Period. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you gain the whole world. Violence, man. That's more on it.
That's it.
Psalm 49:11.
Book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11, and it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Their houses shall, their inward thought, their houses shall continue forever. Their houses, their leadership. Alright? They think they're going to rule forever. They so comfortable in their seat that they don't think that Yahushua and the angels is going to throw his ass.
That's why we're trying to revitalize the mantra of America being great again.
Yep.
They're trying to revitalize or whiteness. We all know what whiteness is. That's them being themselves murderous tyrants. And it's much of the same. 200, 300 years ago, they were taking over the world, colonizing the world, parts of the world. All right. And we get much of the same things. They're coming back doing the same thing. But now it's going to be in full force because what? Their existence is at stake. And this is what they're saying all over the, whiteness has to be, revamped, basically, So that's why you got a lot of people talking about, talking about Jake. How Jake is, the leaders in crime, even though they're like the lower percentage in this place. All right. So they're showing you who they want to target because what they want to preserve their way of their way of living. You got it.
Back in Psalms chapter 49, verse 11, and it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They called their lands after their own names.
Yeah, that's what the fourth industrial revolution is about.
merging themselves with computers, taking the spirit or soul, so to speak, of a man and putting it inside a fucking machine. That's their house that shall continue forever. You know, they're trying to find out how they can extend their life, because they know if they know once this rulership is over, it's slavery. You know, Esau knows that he's going down. That's what Revelation 12:12 is about. He knows that at a certain period of time, that empire is going to come down and Yahushua is going to return. So Esau, his fight is to basically to remain. You know, his fight is to the Lord said we're finna get him up out of here, and his fight is to no, I want to stay.
Right.
You know, that's what this whole New World Order is about. This New World Order, this technology, is about them exceeding. What is it called? Transcending.
Yeah.
You see, Esau's trying to transcend to another level, so he won't be taken out. You know.
No, I got something.
Good.
This is Job 5:12. It says he disappointed the devices of the craft,
That's it.
so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Yeah, their enterprise is the New World Order with them living forever.
Also, they wicked devices.
You know, he disappointed the devices, which is going to the word device. It goes into their keen, their cunning, you know, their wisdom. All right, he disappointed, you know, the devices of the craft, because this is a crafty way. We the only ones that can see what's going on. We know what this whole immigration shit is about. We knew what the year 2020 was about. You know, so it is very crafty.
Got something real quick? Fourth industrial, what I did was type in fourth industrial revolution and transhumanism, because they pretty much relate.
Yep.
So it says the fourth industrial revolution's fusion of physical, digital, and biological worlds. AI, Internet of Things, biotech provides the tools, neural links, genetic editing, right? So they think they're gonna mutate into something better. I was about to watch that movie called Titan. Y'all seen that? With the dude that played in Pandora. Was it Pandora? I forget. But yeah, they want to evolve into immortals.
Yeah.
All right, but it continues to say, it says genetic editing that fueled transhumanism, the philosophical movement, which devices, right, seeking to enhance human capabilities, longevity.
That's transcendent.
Yeah,
Longevity.
Yeah.
See? Go ahead.
Cognition beyond
Cognition, cognitive function, which is what? Your thoughts, your mind.
beyond natural limits.
See? Beyond natural limits. They're trying to ascend to another level. You see? They're trying to go on a level that is past Yahweh. That's what that little weasel always talks about.
Evil.
Yeah, Huawei. You know, so they're trying to. They have $1 trillion of money, blood, sacrifice, sweat, and tears to keep their empire going, man. But according to prophecy, they have a limit. Somebody get that in Job. The spirit, go ahead.
God is Job 14:5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined."
Yeah, his days are determined. Meaning the Lord had made up his mind on something. Go ahead.
"The number of his months are with thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass."
He has a certain boundary, a certain limit. It's just like you have those invisible gates that dogs, you got the dog on the collar, and it's the invisible things that they can't see that they try to go and you zap their ass and they gotta run their ass back. You know? That's gonna be Esau. They'll be trying to get past it, they ain't gonna be able to go past it. All right.
14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass.
Ain't no way. There's no way that you can pass go. If Yahweh Hashem outside don't want you to. And Esau is saying, fuck that. We still gonna try. You see? That's what Elysium is about. That's what all these movies, the movies that they make is about. They're finally accomplishing it. You know? Go ahead.
I got another precept for you. With their own transcendence, they try to upload. They envision uploading their memory to like an avatar of themselves,
Yep.
so they can live forever, so to speak. But
Cloud computing.
right. But what makes you human is the spirit. You know.
Esau's stupid.
Right.
This is a most deceptive, evil, genius type of plan that's gonna fail. You see?
You're a mad scientist.
Like, yeah, everything he's doing is like, it's some crazy shit.
It's like the last.
It's like, damn, like he
Yeah.
got that type of technology, he can do that, but then it's all gonna fucking fail. It's all gonna fail.
It was like the last idea of their scenario, all the scenarios that they ran, and this is the last possible option they got.
This is Ecclesiastes 8:8. There is no man have power over the spirit to retain Yahweh Hashem Shai. He's the father of spirits. You know, so all spirits go back to the Father. It says there, so I'll read again. Ecclesiastes 8:8. There is no man that have power over the spirit to retain the spirit. Neither have you power in the day of death. You know, all these different elites when they die, they just die. They have no power over it for the day of their death, like Rockefeller when he died recently. It says, and there is no discharge in that war. Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it.
Yeah, you're not really good. Can I read the last part of this? So, this last part says, it says, transhumanism's goal of overcoming human limitations, longevity, cognition to create a post-human state, making technology a core driver for human enhancement and blurring the line between human and machine. I'm getting another breakdown. But yeah, so it's they're trying to protect themselves from a post-human world. So they're trying to live beyond the destruction that's coming.
Yeah, yep.
Would it be safe to say, if I may, would it be safe to say that Esau's trying to create his own tree of life per se, like through this whole digital thing? Because that's pretty much what they're aiming for. You know? They're trying to do something similar with that because they want to have all wisdom and knowledge. They want to live forever. You know what I mean? All of these different, you know.
Everything on the right hand, Esau
Yeah.
mimics. So, yeah. You got something?
Yeah, that was it.
I got some.
Go ahead.
I got two things. I got the definition, like the scripture that Ahmad had read, the definition for the word bound, like bound, so he cannot pass. Out of this KJV dictionary here, for the word bound, it says to limit, to terminate, to fix the furthest point of extension, which means to set a limit or a bound. You know. So that's what's going on when it comes to Esau's rulership. Now all these other nations have ruled and they have bounds that they couldn't pass. Now all of a sudden Esau wants to extend his, like keep different.
Yeah, and Daniel, it gave you the statue that went from what? The Babylonians or the Syrians technically to the Babylonians, from the Babylonians to the Medo-Persians, from the Medo-Persians to the Greeks to the Romans. So empires all eventually die out. Only empire or kingdom that's not gonna go is Yahweh Shai's kingdom. Okay? Somebody get that 2 Samuel 7. It says that it'll be established forever.
his throne will be established forever. See, Esau's throne it wasn't prophesied to establish forever. All right? But Yahushai's kingdom is going to be established forever. And since we're joint heirs, that's why the scripture says in Romans, it say that we are joint heirs to the kingdom. We're joint heirs with this rulership that's next. This everlasting rulership. A world without end. Who got it? 2 Samuel.
2 Samuel.
When they go into about his son, when it goes into they speak of this.
Yeah, I got 2 Samuel chapter 7 verses let's see here 10.
Did it say his kingdom is going to be forever?
It says
Yeah.
yeah, it's going into it.
Yeah, it's going into Solomon.
2 Samuel.
Something like that.
Yeah, I started at the 10th verse.
Okay.
2 Samuel 7 and 10, it says, moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own.
What place is that?
The land of Israel.
That's it.
And move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more, as before time, and as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel. I have caused thee to rest from all thy enemies. Also the Lord telleth thee that he will make thee an house. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, your organs, all right, of procreation. It says, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
That's it. The throne of his kingdom forever. That's the only person who will have a kingdom forever. And we will inherit that kingdom forever. Esau was never set up to have the kingdom. Neither was the other nations. Okay? That's that vain thing that they imagine.
Yeah.
Why did the heathen... Somebody get that. Psalm the 2nd chapter.
Yes, sir.
Because he said, I will give the heathen for thine inheritance.
This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. It says, why do the heathen rage? And then I got another one after that. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? That's a new world order. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, Yahweh Shai, and against the anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Okay? You can think about the covenant, you can think about all the promises that the Lord established. Right? It says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision.
Yep, and the Lord will laugh through us. Because we can see that they're in derision. We can see that they're
Lost again.
the dust, the state of confusion that Babylon is in. The state of confusion that the world is in. You know? You got it.
It says, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion, which were the Israelites, we just read in 2 Samuel 7, right? I will declare the decree. The Lord, Yahweh, hath said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. So the Lord has set up his only begotten son, which is Yahweh Shai, what to be the ruler of this kingdom.
Yep.
Yeah. A little bit more. It says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
That's it.
In the uttermost parts of the earth.
And the
for thy
heathen is
possession.
talking about everyone besides the Israelites. Anyone outside of the Israelites is going into captivity. Okay? We're going to possess them.
Yeah, one more for you. This is Psalms 94 and 20. Straight to the point. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law?
And that's what Esau does. His whole makeup of his laws is deceitful.
Right.
It's meant to trap you up. It's something called entrapment. Esau has something called entrapment. You know?
Yep.
So mischief by law he's deceptive when he writes with that pen and he passes these decrees. You know, these Teism, you know, Teism acts and prepare, you know, I forgot what it was called, but the Natural Resource Preparedness Act or something to that effect. You see? Where they can just take your goods, take your supplies away from you. There's a so-called disaster, but they created the fucking disasters. They make these laws to benefit them in the long run.
Oh man, can I read this in NLT?
Right.
This is Psalms 94 and 20 in the NLT. It says, can unjust leaders claim that God is on their side? That's what Esau is doing now.
God
It
bless
says,
you.
God bless America.
it says leaders whose decrees permit injustice. Just going to what you was just saying. You know?
Yeah, that's all. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. It says, then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom of the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet.
Ooh, under his feet. That's what Yahushua's coming to do. And these the elites, beginning with Esau, Edom, they scared of that and they don't want it to happen. So they're gonna do everything in their power to go to their science. You know?
The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. But he hath put all things under his feet. But when he said all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is suspected, which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him, that put all things under him, that the Most High may be all in all.
Yeah, because the last enemy is death. And right now we do live in a kingdom of destruction of death, you know? So we gotta get rid of Esau, because that's all Esau brings. He has literally a kingdom of death on earth. And then the last enemy is death itself.
So we're going to put all that on his feet. Because when Yahushua come with his host of angels, you know, and establish righteousness, then it ain't going to be no more death.
Huh.
No?
Because we keep people out of laws.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
This book of Daniel, the second chapter. This when Daniel was breaking down Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Started that statue, all right, and then you got the last part where the stone came down and destroyed that image. So this is Daniel 2 and 44. It says, and in the days of those kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom. And it's talking about the days of these kings, all the rulers on the earth. That's why in Revelations it says concerning Yahushua on his head with many crowns. That symbolizes him taking down all the kings of the nation.
Yeah, well, I was going to look for this. I was trying to look for that scripture. But all the kingdoms that the Lord is going to bring down. You know, every heathen nation of kingdoms too. Listen, you motherfuckers want to, you know, trying to make them join, you know, with Israel into the chariots, kind of the elect first. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said you're going to put all rule, all authority under his feet. See?
It says, Daniel 2 and 42, in the days of those kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Never be destroyed. So this is going to be forever. You know? I mean, it's going to be everlasting. So it ain't going to be no more heathens ruling again. You know? It ain't going to be no more sucking the swords of Israel.
Right.
You know, it ain't going to be none of that shit going on.
Right.
So that's the end all be all right there. So that's the reason why Esau is basically fighting for his own seat. Because every kingdom that went down, you know, like the brother, you know, mentioned that, you know, every kingdom that went down, that's it. But Esau, with his prideful ass, he be trying to, like, you know, hold on to this bullshit. You know?
It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Yeah, what does that mean? I mean, that's obvious. I mean, that's clear as day. It shall not be left to other people. That means that there ain't going to be other nations ruling side by side with us. They're all going to be in subjection.
It says,
That's like, that ain't what Genesis said. They said it's gonna be, what they say, Vocab gonna be one of the priests in the kingdom?
Oh, they definitely trolling.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they don't understand, like, those are idle words,
Yeah.
you know? Those are idle words. You know?
It's that bad.
it says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
That's a future prophecy. That's waiting to happen.
It says, for as much thou sawest a stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, the gold, and the great God had made.
That from the descendants of all these different kingdoms, all right? The Lord put down all the kingdoms. The Assyrians, the Babylonians,
That's a new word.
Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. The Lord put them all down, and then He's going to put down these last 10 kingdoms, which is the revitalized Rome, which is what you got, the horde that rideth the beast. Now, that's the EU, all the EU nations, all right? All these Edomite nations, basically, and then what, America?
Dope.
Okay.
I did have.
I have one. It's like that.
Go ahead, yeah, I got
This is the
one.
book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 1. And it reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground."
Because, of course, a virgin daughter is one that's untouched, and that's been America. America's been, essentially imperialist, since its inception. And nobody's, they've gone abroad and lost wars, all right, but nobody's come here and conquered this place. So sit in the dust, O virgin daughter, which the dust represents is confusion. That's why this place is called Babylon. And Esau referred to what? The daughter of Babylon. You got one. What you gonna say?
Well, if I may, I was thinking about the whole virgin concept. The Lord set Esau up, to build up his pride. When you think about it, like, okay, well, he thinks he's untouchable. Nobody can take him down. This never happened to me. That never happened. We've never been invaded.
Right.
Nobody ever dared to step up and strike us the way we strike them.
Yeah.
But the main strike is going to come from those arrows from the other nations.
Yeah.
Simultaneously, Yahweh Shai and the angels.
Yeah.
So you gonna get jumped.
Yeah.
Reading it again, Isaiah, the 47th chapter and the first verse, and it's titled "Lament for Babylon." It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans."
The Chaldeans is the modern day Edomites. Because the Chaldeans, you read about the Chaldeans, man, they was in Archer with witchcraft.
Yeah, the Chaldeans were the elites.
Yeah.
Those were elites. Those were the elites.
And they
Sorcery.
kind of sorcery, and they dealt heavily with stargazing, watching the stars. All of that stuff that they're doing now.
Astrology. Astrology, that's the shit that Esau deal with now. Read that again.
Reading it again, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
Yeah. No more America greater. No more of that. Be all you can be in the army.
Yeah, and it refers to this place as the lady in the kingdom because everybody desired her. Everybody wanted to, have a piece of her.
Yeah, like people come over here for better opportunities, or better jobs and stuff like that. But
not going, this place going down, man.
Yeah, that's what one of somebody said that he was telling us, he was saying that America's the only country that you can, you say you can go to Japan, you can't become Japanese, right? You said you can go to, he named a few countries, like you can't become a citizen or you know, but he says America's the only place you can become an American, you know?
Well, they're starting to change that now.
Yeah.
Because now you need a everything's getting digital. Now you need a digital ID and something else they said to even if you're coming from certain countries like
Yeah,
Russia.
from getting on the planes and stuff.
Yeah.
5 years, your last 5 years of social media.
Yeah. That's crazy. And you post anything about anti-small hats or anything, you can't come in here. It's like you gotta
And you know what's fucked up about, the society, man? They searching babies now.
They're searching
You
babies.
saw that?
In the airports and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Searched it like.
yeah, they searching babies and shit. Like this, yeah, man. This man a devil, man.
Rub the legs down.
That shit crazy.
You don't even know that.
I mean, people are wise to do evil and shit.
Yeah.
So they might, try.
Verse 2 of Isaiah 47, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Yeah, and it's going to Babylon's shame, right? Part of her shame is what the outsourcing of work, the outsourcing of, because the work brings a livelihood. The grind mill represents the work, the jobs. And you got to think about it. Think about a damsel who being stripped and naked. Now she got to pass over a river. Now that adds to the extremities that she's going through. So that's what's happening to America. You got it.
Verse 3, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen.
Yeah.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Right. So she goes from the lady of kingdoms to being naked, right, to her losing her wealth and status. Okay. Right. And now the Lord is setting her up for vengeance. All right. And this is going to be the hardest. Well, I should say this is going to be the most dreadful punishment the world has ever witnessed. You've seen the flood. The flood was one thing, but now the earth is about to be, parts of the earth is the judgment is going to come by fire.
Got a little information here on chat, right? For verse 2 and 3, take the millstones and grind meal, and then going to uncover the locks. So it says Babylon, which is modern day Edomite power, that once made nations serve her, will now serve. So it's symbolic of economic collapse, loss of dominance, forced humiliation.
Yeah.
The system that enslaved the world is put to work like a slave.
Now this oh wow. Yeah, that's what's happening. Because this ain't a consumer. This is a consumer. They're not producing anything for the world to make her great. We're consuming this. Babylon is becoming the consumer of the world. Yeah.
But uncover that lock. So when you go into like a woman, America being likened unto a woman, the daughter of Babylon, a woman's uncovered hair symbolized shame and exposure. So that
In the ancient world, women didn't just have their hair all out for everybody to see because it was sacred. Having your hair covered is sacred. It's sanctity. It protects you from being gazed at, being looked at, being lusted upon.
It says Babylon's image of beauty, power, and order is removed. Her secrets agendas and hidden control systems are exposed. So there's no more mystery, no more illusion. The veil of deception has been taken away.
Right. That's right. So what? And everybody knows, like, damn, that America's been covertly and secretly doing all type of things, like outsourcing. Like, that took a lot of the jobs away. That took a lot of the wealth away. And the elite corporations, they were able to make billions off of pretty much nothing, off of slave labor. But what did that do to the inhabitants of Babylon? Well, they put them at a disadvantage. You know. You got it, bro.
Verse 4, Isaiah 47, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Oh, Salaki, verse 6, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance.
Why it goes from it goes from the daughter of Babylon, and then it goes to what? His people, right? So read that again, my bad. Because, in other words, the point is that the people of the Lord was given over to the daughter of Babylon. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 6, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance,
Right.
and given them into thine hand.
Right. So, right, exactly. It was given into the hand of what? The daughter of Babylon. Okay, that proves that the Israelites are enslaved by what? By who? Esau, yeah.
It says, thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
And that was slavery, even up until now. You know? Hell, you can't retire until you're 75. You know, and then 75 is like what, beyond even the rate of death where, you know, Jake, you die at what, 50, 60?
Going down to 60, you know, it's on a couple of times lifespan.
Yeah.
Most.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, some studies show that between like 45 and 50.
And Jake still, Jake is still subject to payments. You know?
Yeah, there was an article that I was reading about how there's a lot of people in America, even up into their 80s, that are still working.
Yeah. There's people at my job that's still working. This is this old Ephraimite, cool as ever, man. You know, cool guy. But even he was talking to me one time or whatever. He was complaining. He was like, man, he was like, Papi, I've been working since I was 13. He said, I mean, he like 80, like 81 or something like that. I'm like, dude, just retire. He's like, I can't.
Yeah, in the ancient world, you would work from 12-year-olds to like 19 or 20 and 21. You should be supposed to be able to retire off of what? Off of accumulating enough wealth, which the wealth then was what? Land, livestock, cattle, all of those things. And you were able to build a family off of that.
Yeah, because Esau got it to where, you retire in an old ass age, not to enjoy your money, man.
The fruits of your labor.
Your labor, So this man got a fucking go, man. Because
He's still laying that yoke on.
yeah, like it's because think about Pharaoh. He didn't want to let Israel go. You know what I'm saying? But when the Lord came, Lord put that spirit on him not to let our people go. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do the same thing he saw, man. You know, that's hard in their heart. He's gonna destroy their ass. So it's gonna be a repeated thing, but it's gonna be more high tech, man. You know,
Because it's like, if I may, it's like we're already slaves,
Right.
under servitude to this devil, But he wants to take it beyond that. Like
Perfection.
right, like no, I wanna put a device inside of you. And I wanna read your thoughts. I wanna track your movements, what you've been buying, where you're going, you know, what you're doing, what you're saying. I wanna track everything. I wanna be God to you. You know?
What that scripture say that
I am your God.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be. I am.
Well, just like what is it, the prince of was it Tyrus? Yeah. And Esau's coming in that same, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a part. It was something I was watching, which says basically like even through like the Wi-Fi systems, they can pick up on your breathing patterns, you know, your heart rate.
They can see you through. They can see you through the wall. They got technology within the wall.
Did y'all see that Trump? He made it into a joke, but he was like, yeah, I was all for 5G because we was able to do this, and this, but now they have 6G. We can look right through people and know their thoughts and things like that. He said that.
There's a thing they brought out with the routers. With the routers in the houses, it's a signal that can you can tell how many people is in the house.
Yeah, that's what
you
I'm
know?
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to say. I forgot.
That's great. Feels like a sonar or
Right.
something.
And your device, the devices you carry, that's essentially they can ping you on that. They can tell how many devices is around. They can tell how many people in the because it's gonna get real crazy with these devices too.
Isaiah 47:7, thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
The onslaught against the Lord's people, they thought they were just gonna, bury it in history, all the evils that they've done, all the terrible doings, and just move on to a whole new world. But no, the scriptures say you require that which is past. And we're the witnesses against you, so the Lord's taking all of those things into account, So you're not going to be able to escape.
Verse 8, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. I'm going to read that in NLT. Isaiah 47:7, New Living Translation, read down to 8. It says, you said, I will reign forever as queen of the world. You do not reflect on your actions, nor think about the consequences. Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom, living at ease and feeling secure. You say, I am the only one, and there is no other. I will never be a widow or lose my children. It's like my children. And that goes directly with what is that, Revelation 18.
Yeah, in what it says, in an hour, you will know the loss of children. All those things shall come upon me.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, because right now we at a point where Esau is oozing in pride, and basically they're lifting themselves up in pride by teaching, by erasing the history, and actually raising up these young generation of Edomites who going to completely disregard the history, and they're going to be brainwashed into the narrative which Esau is pushing. That the world, they own the world, they're better than everybody in the world, and that the nations are subject to being treated only one way. So there's a whole, and it's crazy because there's a whole generation of Edomites that's being brainwashed to the tone of them being perfect, and everybody just, that scientific racism shit, But the Lord's about to judge them. They're about to get judged. Yeah.
I got something right quick. Just you brothers that quoted it. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 7, and it reads, How much he hath glorified how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she,
Because they lived gloriously, man. You know, the 1800s, the 1900s, they were living like kings and queens, man. They had our people serving them hand and foot. You know, we was doing everything for them. You know, raising their kids. You know, building their houses. So they've been living lavishly for a long time.
Yeah, I would have.
Should I just start up? I'm gonna start up, bro. I'm gonna start up. This the book of Revelation, chapter 18. I'll start at verse 1. And it reads, "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power. And the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils."
Yep, that matches up with Isaiah the 34th chapter, Jeremiah 50. Okay, a few other chapters too. You know, but it explains that this place is going to be devastated, and it's going to be uninhabitable only by the most how can you say, only by creatures that can live in really harsh conditions.
Well, creatures that they either come from or after death.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like maggots and flies and stuff like that. I think we had talked about that before.
Yeah, because they're going to inherit. They said the kings shall inherit death and worms or something like that.
It says the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yeah.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
And that wine represents philosophy. That this place is skewed. You know, that these Edomites, maybe it's false philosophy that the whole world. How can I say it? Like, read that again. So like,
Revelation 18:3, it says, "For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication."
all nations drunk the wrath of wine of fornication. That's that philosophy that these other nations have drunk. You know, and also 2/3 of our people drunk the same shit. You know. So that's all the philosophy that's going on here. All right.
Like they agreed to drink with her. They got into bed with her. And they woke up the next morning with some crazy, disease or something. Like, hey, you tricked me.
Yeah. I got
So-
some chat here that I'll let you take back off. Verse 3, speaking about for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The wine goes into philosophies, democracy, feminism, alphabet doctrine, consumerism.
Moism,
Yeah,
Boism.
yeah.
LGBTQ.
And this way of life is completely opposite of what the universal law, which is the Most High Yahweh's law that governs this place. And this is their sin. Their ultimate sin is establishing this law in the earth to be, pretty much the primary law.
And it goes back to unrighteous decrees.
But it says the kings and merchants have been enriched through exploitation, war, debt, and trade.
See, and that's Babylon for you. That's exactly what they push in the earth. Exploitation, debt.
Back in Revelation chapter 18, verse 3, "For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." Right, And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. That's why they gonna mourn when this place is destroyed, you know.
See, understand this, that this is the reason why, you know, the Lord put the spirit on Esau to put satellites in the atmosphere, so they can watch and watch America. This place get destroyed, man. Televised. You know what I'm saying? So that's see the Lord Himself is a big chess player, man. You know, it's in the scriptures. Because other nations don't see how far off, saying this place get destroyed, man. You know,
They're gonna feel it too. Because the earth, I remember the scriptures as it's written, or as it's prophesied, the earth is gonna rock to and fro. You know, so they gonna see it and feel it.
yeah. There ain't gonna be no more trades, ain't gonna be no more, deals, none of that shit. What you saw?
But that shows you the mindset of these heathens too, if I may, because they're not gonna mourn and weep for all those poor people that were burnt alive over there. You know, no, they're gonna be like, damn, we can't make no more money. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know if you brothers familiar with this video. We first came into truth and seen this lady. I think she was a Midianite. She said she waiting on Israel to rule again.
She was holding the baby.
Yeah.
She was holding the baby in her hand.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, she know who Jake is, man. She know the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, Big Rose is, man.
She know there's
She know.
a witness of a remnant that knows over, different parts of the world.
Since then, the small hats probably got rid of her.
You never know these motherfuckers.
Well, you know.
You said Midianite, right? Those are like Amish kind of, right?
In the Middle East.
Oh,
She's from the Middle East.
So-called.
Yeah. It's the Middle East. Over there in the East.
Whereas,
They know who Jake is.
as Elder Malcolm says, West Asia. I mean, because it's West Asia. Back in Revelation chapter 18 and verse 5, it says, "For her sins have reached into the heaven." But for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Heavenly Father have remembered her iniquities. That lines up to what the brother was saying earlier, what the elder brother was saying earlier, you know, about the Lord requires that which is past. You know, He can't just sweep this under the rug. Like, oh yeah, I'll get over it. We fucked y'all up, but that was a while ago. We good now, right? We good. You
That's
know?
why the Lord said He changed not.
Like, right.
Because you remember all the iniquities and all the wickedness that Esau did.
Yeah.
And He's going to pay back. He's going to pay it back. Even Yahushua himself got a 2,000-year vendetta, man.
Yeah.
You know? You don't think He's coming back to pay visit to these motherfuckers, man, that did something to him too?
What the scriptures say about the wicked, it says, such a man only feared the eyes of men, right? But you not considering that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. It said, beholding all the ways of men. So the Lord, considering what?
Their most secret part.
Yeah, so the Lord has been watching Esau everything from the very beginning. So
Revelation 18 and verse 6, it says, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works."
you know,
It says, "In the cup," it's like in the cup which she hath filled to her double.
yeah. So the cup, right? So the Lord is going to fill that cup, which is his indignation, his wrath. Okay. So these people here are going to pay for it by way of destruction, and then the elites who are going to hide in bunkers, not in America, but in certain parts of the earth, they're going to be fleeing from the destruction because they ultimately know what's coming. They're going to be gathered up. They're not going to be saved. They're going to be captured. It's not being saved. Being saved is completely opposite. The complete opposite.
Then Elon Musk said he trying to go out of space and hide.
I mean, that's what they're doing now. They're
Yeah.
building rocket ships that can come back, that can blast off and hover in up or,
Yeah.
and then they can come back down. You know.
It's like nuclear powered or something like that. I heard it's something like that. But then they also have a place too that's what they say is untouchable and nobody has access to except for the higher up elites or whatever. It's called Valhalla or something like that.
Valhalla.
Yeah, yeah,
Valhalla?
Yeah, Valhalla or however you call that. You know that a mystical place that
Yeah.
but like they actually made that a place and like certain people can.
Yeah, that's
can get-
Nordic.
You know what I'm talking about?
Isn't that where
Mythology.
Cash Patel, where he was like, I'll see you.
Yeah, he said
Charlie
that
Kirk, I'll see you,
about Charlie Wilson. He said that about him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirk Franklin.
Kirk
Yeah.
Franklin.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, God.
CLK.
He said,
So I'll see you in Valhalla, brother.
Yeah, he did say.
He was like, that's an actual place, man. Like, it's probably where he at.
He was like, oh, he was kind of
Richard Van Halen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Van Halen go.
No.
Well, the
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
It's a Nordic.
I can't. I just can't
Yeah.
pronounce it.
I was
So
saying, well, there's a lot of radiation out there in the space, yeah.
Nordic mythology.
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
it was
it's like it's pretty much in Europe, but it's like in one of those like damn, what's that? It's like one of those
some Viking, yep.
yeah, like.
Mythology.
But back in Revelation chapter 18 and verse 7, it says, "How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day."
Yeah. So, and that's the spirit of this place. The spirit of these people is that they're gonna live. America's gonna go on. The legacy is gonna continue. But the Lord said all of this stuff is gonna happen to you in one day. Go ahead.
It says death
Mm-hmm.
and mourning
Mm-hmm.
and famine.
Which in reality is gonna be an hour. But I mean, of course, you got events that's leading up to this, which is gonna be horrific things. But really, the Lord's sights is on the elite, too. You know. Go ahead.
It says, and she shall be utterly burned with fire.
Utterly, okay, utterly. That means no place in Babylon, all right, is going to be safe or exempt from destruction. You know, the scriptures talk about the line of confusion that the Lord's going to put on this place. You're not going to know where this place started and where it ended. You know. Go ahead.
It says,
Or you're not going to be able to recognize, you know, the landmarks and all of that type of stuff. Because the Lord's going to dig this place up with that thermonuclear blast. Go ahead.
it's literally going to be a pit. I can imagine it being an actual
Yeah. Yeah, like you got to dig where the Lord's going to, the judgment is going to be so powerful, it's going to dig up, you know, probably even hundreds of feet of this place. I'm not giving a short example, but it's going to be a pit. And you dig a pit, you dig like a small trench, and then you put the fire like underneath the ground.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like, what do you call those missiles?
Bunker busters.
Yeah, bunker
Yeah.
busters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. These other nations, they got some stuff, man. Like
this is they explode from not they don't explode on impact.
Right.
They
yeah.
explode right above, which makes for greater impact.
Yeah.
So if the missile just hit the ground, it won't be that big of an impact.
Yeah.
Compared to when it's exploding right above, above the surface.
Yeah, they got some stuff too, man. We're having these heathens sharpen their swords so they can shoot them arrows all the time. You know?
And that's what's happening. Everything right now is just lining. The Lord is lining this place up to be destroyed, and we can see it. It's like it's clear. It's like evident.
Remember those? I forgot what movie that was, but they did it in a couple of movies where they like the guy's about to hit him, but he like line his chin up. You know what I'm talking about? He like, stay right here, don't flinch. Don't flinch. And then he bow like that. That's what the Lord doing to Esau, man. It's lining his chin up like, yeah. No, but back in Revelation chapter 18 and verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's gonna be the lake of fire. Okay? It's gonna be the lake, well, the scriptures tell you that in Revelations. Is that 20? 20. But yeah, it's gonna be a lake of fire. You know? And it's gonna be inescapable. You're not gonna be able to get on the plane because those missiles, they come within 30 minutes time. In 30 minutes. All right, the time is going to be cut short. The Lord's going to make it inescapable. You know.
Like I was thinking about how the time of Noah, when the Lord destroyed this place with water, the whole earth with water. Now imagine how high the water was in that time. So imagine how the fire is going to be. How high the fire is going to be.
A lake of fire.
You know what I'm saying? A big ass lake, tall, like consuming the whole, you know what I'm saying? This whole place, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have waves.
Waves.
Waves of fire.
Yep.
From the blasts. You know, you're gonna have waves of fire. So it's gonna be like the waves and ripples of a river.
You know how
It's just gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrific.
Yeah.
We'll get somebody get the precept where it says that when the angels, I think it's Revelations 14, the 14:9. I think it's in 10, verse 10, where it says the Lord and the angels are gonna come and they're gonna witness.
in the presence of the angels.
Yeah, and the presence
Yeah,
is gonna
the
this place is gonna be blown up in the presence of Yahweh Shai and the angels.
Yeah, Revelation 14.
Come on.
Those who take the mark.
You got it? Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelations 14 and 9, and it reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand.
Right, which they're establishing right now. The beast system, okay? And then the mark is the RFID chip, because that's going to be the centerpiece of this whole world order. This is what is going to separate the haves and the have-nots, okay? That RFID chip. You got it. So those who take it, go ahead.
The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh.
Yeah, because we're talking all this. We're talking about the transhumanism and all of that. This is the main goal. It's the ultimate goal. You know. Go ahead.
Which is poured out without mixture.
Right. So you're gonna have basically, it's gonna be, I'm about to say, full on ass whooping, but no, it's gonna be, you're not gonna have, how can you say, it's gonna be the full wrath of the Lord. It's not gonna be diluted.
Right.
It's gonna be, you're gonna feel the full capacity of his wrath, which is gonna be pain on a level that we never witnessed before. It's scriptures talking about the eyes melting in their holes and the tongue is mouth, or eyes melting in silence. It's gonna be terrible, man. That's the full, you're gonna feel the full wrath. And it's gonna be extremely painful, and you can't really put words to it. You know?
The Lord is going to melt every element.
Yeah.
Fervent heat. So it's going to be intense heat.
Yeah.
You know how you turn on your oven to like 400, 500? I'm just using that as an analogy. But imagine there's more than that.
Yeah.
Your ass going to be a cigarette burning and shit.
But if you're saying you're going to melt them,
Melt
them.
Ezekiel's saying that they're going to get melted.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah.
the person is melting, like that's anger. Like,
The Lord said, I will melt you.
So you're gonna melt first, and then you're gonna burst into flames.
Your ass going to turn into ashes.
And but those who blaspheme the Spirit of the Lord and speak against the Lord's will, those are the ones that's gonna be prepared for that damnation.
Yep. And then also the Lord, He preserved, these jakes, man, from generations ago. They hate the Lord. The Lord's so cold, he ain't gonna kill you now. He gonna preserve your ass from the fire.
And that's why the scripture says that fear not him that killed the body,
Yep.
but fear him that can take soul. Well, he said, somebody get that.
Yeah.
Because he can resurrect your ass just so you can be thrown in the lake.
That's a revelation.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said
yeah.
when they go,
Scared.
damn.
Fear not what man can do,
Yeah. Yeah.
but fear God. You got it.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. This is a red letter. So these are Yahweh words. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
And that the hell that he's talking about is the lake of fire. Go ahead.
That's it.
Real quick definition, I just typed in, how hot is a nuclear explosion? It says a nuclear explosion can reach temperatures of tens of millions of degrees Celsius at its core, which is much hotter than the center of the sun.
Oh, man.
That melts. That shit melts. Melting is way worse than just burning in flames. You being doused with flames. So imagine your whole shit just melted. You know?
Oh, dead gone. Shit.
Yeah.
Bone, the skeleton.
I'm there too.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm there too. Damn.
So that's the Lord's wrath. That's why he's nothing to be played with. All powerful. And the Lord got the perfect wrath he got the perfect setup. He got the perfect judgment, man.
Like if I
Shit, the second death. That's what we're dealing with, the second death. And that's prepared for those souls who take the chip, those souls who the people that consent unto this new world order, that's what's waiting for them. You just imagine the Lord ain't playing no games when it come to Esau. And the Lord, because you got a lot of people who will justify what's coming. Well, shit. You're going to have to deal with that the wrath. That unquenchable wrath, what it says, what he just read. Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelations 14:10, and it reads, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture
There you go.
into the cup of his indignation.
That's what it means without mixture. It's not going to be, you're going to feel his full wrath, Because a mixture is what dilutes it. It'll dilute. So you can't dilute this judgment that's
Make
coming.
it watered down.
Yeah. You got it.
And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels.
See? So you're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone. So you're going to be, because that judgment is going to be tormenting. And then all the examples we just gave, that's the torment. That ain't dealing with nothing else besides the thermonuclear destruction, being caught in that second death. You got it.
And in the presence of the Lamb.
Yeah. So the Lord's going to actually watch his enemies and all the blasphemers, all the evil motherfuckers in Babylon. He's going to watch them be destroyed and melt.
No, if I may, but just to land back off with Elder Yashar had mentioned about how these people are being preserved, right? They're being preserved until the day of judgment to be
It's like
quenched.
just seeing glass. It's something seeing glass.
And I was watching the Elder Manata Zagba's video today, where he had a collage of Jake that was on there, pretty much, showing their unbelief, right, for the world to see. But it was one guy that said something crazy. He said, I'm tired of you Hebrew Israelites and blah, blah, blah. It was like an older Jake too. He was like, you know what? I'll tell you this. Even if I was a Hebrew Israelite by bloodline, I still will reject that shit. He said, I'm gonna be a Christian until the day that I die. I said, hey, the Lord's like a sear in their conscience, man. Like they're like.
That justifies the ass whooping or the judgment that's coming. That's all that is. Just justify it. It sets you up. Okay, so Because the Lord ain't gonna punish you if you repent. Some people He ain't even gonna allow to repent. Now, as of late, you got brothers apologizing for talking against the elders, apostles, talking against the doctrine.
Yeah, you been close.
Yeah, well, they better hope the Lord have mercy, and the Lord can have mercy, or He can't, or He won't have mercy.
Right.
You know, that ain't up for us to decide. That's the Lord. So yeah, this is scary, and it's nothing to play with. And that's really the important part of this. You got it.
I got a precept too. It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, and verse 12. And it reads, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have that have fought against Jerusalem." See, all our enemies.
That's gonna be the plague with all those that came against us. Yeah, because they're gonna persecute us. They're gonna slander us. They're gonna call us all type of things. So guess what? The Lord got a judgment for your ass.
I got that Revelation either 4:6 or 15:2.
What is that?
It's some more nigga, bro.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's some more nigga.
Okay.
That's
Back in Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 12, and it reads, I read it. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall be consumed away in their holes.
yeah, like that movie on Terminator 2.
Yeah. She was melting before she went up into flames.
Yeah, you're right.
She was melting.
Only thing they got wrong about that is that damn Gates is been sitting there.
Right.
Fuck that damn
Because
Gates.
that's what melted.
Elements shall melt.
It's like element.
Yeah.
That gate goes and goes.
That gate's supposed to be gone.
Because that's going to melt. Yeah.
All right, cut. All right. The gate didn't melt, fucker.
That gate was supposed to get out of there.
Yeah.
It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and which means it's going to bond with the other elements. You ain't gonna be able to run.
Everything will melt together.
You know, when something melts, like a candle melts on something, you can't just pull it off. Like it's stuck. Like, you know what I mean? It says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. So they ain't gonna be able to see anything. All they're gonna be able to do is just think about all the shit that they're
Bro,
doing.
their brains gonna melt. They gonna feel the full extent of the Lord's judgment. That's why I said without mixture. They gonna feel all of that.
Your eyes melting.
Fire on the eyeball.
Actual psyche.
Bro, that is crazy. But that's the Lord's
Deadly.
wrath. He ain't playing.
You know what it takes for your eyes to melt? Because your eyes are very, has a lot of moisture, water in it. You know what I
You
mean?
dealing with something hotter than lava.
You know, it's gonna be like SpongeBob.
And then what if the Lord slow time down? You know, your spirit.
See?
Right.
I was just thinking
See?
that's the spirit. I was literally just thinking.
But we used to say that through the Spirit. And he can slow
You're
down.
gonna feel it's a torment.
Yeah.
It's a torment, so you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. It's a torment.
The scriptures talk about they had no rest there nor night. Like he said it was so what does that mean? Like
Sitting there for a minute. It says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouths. And I think about like with the tongue consuming, right? Because Jake, or these people, period, all of our, all of those that came up against Jerusalem, or the Israelites, right? Those that believe, have said a lot of bullshit, man. Said a lot of like even the stories the apostles tell, and elder brothers tell, like people have been doing a lot of shit to come up against this truth, and ultimately they're going up against Yahweh Shai. So you're like, no, I'm gonna milk the tongue out of your mouth.
All the shit you was talking,
Tongue gets talking shit.
all the scoffing, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, man. All your videos. Got some more?
No, that's it.
Can y'all get on Ezekiel 21 and 9 real quick? You got something?
At what time?
I got one.
Yeah, fine.
I have something. It's the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter and the 10th verse. And it reads, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Oh, I'm sorry, sorry.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." The brother just mentioned, how many degrees?
140, 137.
It said it was 48 degree burns, like tens of millions of degrees.
Yeah, I remember I looked it up. It said like a nuclear missile can burn up to 100 million degrees. That's when things are singed into, like, you become dust within, you know, yeah. Like, you just turning into ash, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's what the chariots. When you zap it, nigga, that's what's gonna happen to
Oh,
nigga.
yeah, zapping the powder.
You know,
Powder.
just like Sodom and Gomorrah, the body, yeah, you know, leaving that salt trail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody else got something?
what did you say?
Ezekiel 21:9.
Yeah, I got, you said Ezekiel 29?
Read it to
21.
21 spots.
You got it.
Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse 9, "Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter."
It's you say a sword is sharpened. Somebody look at the word sharpened. That sword is talking about throwing the missiles. It's sharpened. It means ultimately it's perfected. Because you know when you sharpen knives, right? When you got a dull ass knife, you gotta sharpen it to get it to be perfected. That's what the missiles that are gonna be perfected. Right.
I like this one in the online edit of mine. It says, it says sharpen. Late 14th century, sharpen. It says intensify. Make a point sharp or sharper. So I kind of, first thing I thought about was, of course, it's the sword of the Lord, it's the weapon of the Lord. And sharpening it or intensifying it is making it, making it perfect.
Yes, perfect. It can be perfect.
Or you also sharpen a sword or a blade or something.
Yeah.
So that it can get 100% accuracy and performance when you use it. Am I using it?
Yes, it just brought to mind I don't know if y'all seen it, but y'all know when they always talk about the Japanese sword, the katana,
Yeah.
right? Because it's one of the sharpened blades.
Mhm.
So one of the things that they do is they see if they sharpen it to cut paper.
Yeah.
Flawlessly all the way through.
They fold it, they keep folding it, and that brings
Yeah.
that's the durability. The more they fold it,
I was just watching
the harder it becomes.
But that's what the Lord did with this weapon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because this weapon had a process.
Right.
You see, Esau, he started off with
Yeah.
no. He started off with a motherfucking as far as weaponry.
Oh.
You know,
Oh,
I'm talking about with the bomb. You know, they had bomb. They had laser bomb. Then they had these different variations of bombs until they advanced to the missile. You know what I'm saying? Then they got able to do nuclear. You know, they had like laser bomb and you know different.
I was going to say,
It was. I forgot. I did something a while ago, a long time ago. You can probably just Google it.
yeah. Look up the.
Or go on ChatGPT and look up the
Evolution of the
Evolution.
bomb.
There you go. Boom,
Yes.
perfect. Evolution. I'm pretty sure evolution of a missile. Try to look up. Well, you can do bomb or missile. Look up the evolution of it, and it'll show you like how it came. Because remember, understand that they didn't even understand radar, which is the ranging of things. They had something called a remember back in the day, they had the bombs where they would have. It was a laser bomb, right?
Laser guided.
The laser guided missiles. Laser guided missiles wasn't 100% accurate. They just had something on the ground, and when it was in the sky to help try to, they try to get it accurate.
Yeah.
And then drop it, and then it'll go, they didn't have the coordinates of 100%, but it kept on advancing. Now they have a direct target, 100% kill, So it can continue to go up as far as like the destruction of it, and then the pinpoint accuracy of it,
I think I remember telling slightly my bad. I told you all about low collateral, loco. So that was one of the things that they used to sharpen their weapon and pinpoint. Instead of destroying a whole block, you destroyed one house on that block.
Yeah.
And that was the evolution. But I told y'all about one of the times we did a practice with the army, and they were on the ground and they were lasing whatever it was for the bomb to hit. So we would let go of the bomb, and then the army would have to use a laser to hit
On the ground.
Right,
On the
exactly. It'd be exactly.
Right.
But now it's
Now
accuracy.
Now, the bear, right? You can't say it on YouTube. The bear, or mother bear, you know what I mean? That nation, they have a hypersonic missile now that can actually make itself invisible, and it actually can dodge other missiles. Like, bro, and it can still come down and hit its target like perfect.
Yeah.
While carrying, I think it says 6 to 12 nuclear warheads. That's crazy.
And two, the Lord gonna make sure that missiles do what they do, because He got the chariots that control whether or not like they know that, like the generals that control the nukes, they've experienced that where they've seen so far UFOs is shut off on or offline their nuclear capability, where they missiles was coming their way, they couldn't
proves that it's the Lord's weapon. He controls it.
right. The weapons of this thing.
Yeah, those are Lord's weapons. No, that ain't the nation's weapons. Those are all the Lord's weapons.
Right.
Smith and Coles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
You made it for him. That's called right there. He's putting in your mind how to build something for him.
Right, that's gonna destroy you.
I was actually thinking of that scripture.
I got it right here. Well,
You got it.
Smith.
Yeah.
This Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
That break it through Oppenheimer, he was having visions and stuff. You watched the movie.
Yeah.
Again, you said before they I think you
Yeah, it was a scene in the movie where it was gonna detonate, and then one of the scientists was like, wait, he had a dream about, you had to go and tweak it, That was actually in the movie.
Yeah.
I read again, it says Isaiah 54:16. Okay. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
He said,
Come on.
I. He said the key word I.
Possessive.
That you know, hey, he the ones behind all that. This time.
The Smith is talking about those nuclear physicists and scientists.
Scientists, yep.
You know?
He created the science. He moved the minds of the scientists to create the nuclear missile.
Yes.
Because they didn't try to make that.
Right.
You know?
They be dealing with the left hand. They be doing little,
Yep.
which witchcraft to get understanding. You know, and a smith in the ancient world, they dealt with swords. They was like smith. They
Weaponry,
fashioned-
they deal with
yeah,
the weaponry. Yep.
So the Lord turned the scientists to sniffs.
Because the sword in that time was the like the apex of all weapons. I mean, then you got the arrow, which was more more convenient at killing. So yeah, the arrow, modern day arrows.
Didn't Albert Einstein have something to do with it? Who helped
Yeah, I
Oppenheimer?
think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
yeah.
they don't.
They don't.
You don't always talk about Einstein and his contribution to it, but yeah, he was involved in it.
Yeah. There had been a movie.
Say
Yeah,
this?
he was.
Yeah.
Einstein's a small guy,
Is
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
Yeah.
Einstein.
right?
Yeah.
He's a German.
Yeah, he's a, yeah. The Germans are the. Is that teaming, right?
Yeah, team.
Yeah,
They're smart as the Edomites.
Yeah.
First
Oh
thing.
yeah, bro,
Yeah.
I've been saying that for a lot of years.
First thing we read about the
Boom,
operation.
smart crackers.
Yeah, because
Operation Paperclip.
they do the rockets, right? Yeah.
They do the pestilences. They do every, you know.
Well, the Tavistock Institute came from the Germans, if I'm not mistaken. I can be wrong, but you can double check it. But the Tavistock Institute with all of the bio warfare and all of that, I believe that was the Germans.
Well, that makes sense of Operation
Yeah,
Paperclip.
That was teaming, right?
Yeah, team.
That was teaming.
Those like the smartest Edomites out of all.
Oh, the Edomites, yep.
You got Pinky in the brain.
Yeah, the PG and the Edomites.
Yeah, in the brain.
It was like cartoon. You say I was gonna blow up the world. This motherfucker was winning.
Yep.
His eyes was just showing and shit. And you see his face, his eyes. He look green on motherfucker. I was yeah, it was cartoony.
Yeah, there's just a little bit more. There's Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument of his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
The Lord created the waster to destroy. The waster is the missiles, man. Destroy what? America. This place.
Cool.
It was always said.
One more precept real quick. One more real quick. You're right, you got it. Isaiah 13:5, it says, they come from a far country, from one end of heaven, you know, the ICBM nuclear missiles that can transcend the whole continent, you know, that's why it's intercontinental, you know,
From one end of heaven to what?
it says they come from a far country, from one end of heaven, even the Lord, the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land.
To destroy all weapons of his indignation, you know? See a glass, it's like that. Because the elect is going to be saved, and then 1 Thessalonians 4:16. See a glass, what it says.
Oh yeah. Oh, no, I don't got that.
Yeah.
It was a different one. It's not like-
First Thessalonians 4:16. Because the Lord's wrath is going to come simultaneously, you know, as the elect is beamed up, then destruction going to come, you know. Because I mean, I've had visions where the millstones was actually falling, which that's symbolic of the missiles. But I seen millstones and they covered the sky. But also what covered the sky at the same very same time was chariots, and they was just picking up families, and like literally picking up families, and it was all happening at the same time. You got it, bro. Whenever y'all ready.
I got that. See, he said if you want to First Thessalonians first.
It's the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 16, and it reads, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout,
Yeah,
with the voice of the archangel,
yeah. Because that's going to be the signal. literally gonna come with a shout. You know? So as it comes, it is, people are gonna be beamed up. It's gonna come with a shout. You know? The angels gonna call up the elect. You see what I'm saying? You gotta feel it.
It says, the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the heavenly Father. And the dead in the Yahushua shall rise first.
Yep. The Lord's gonna literally, men are gonna come out of their graves. Yep. But then the ones that, they're gonna be caught up in the chariots.
Those glass seats.
Yeah. So the dead are gonna be raised first. Go ahead.
Reading on, verse 17, it says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
Yep, we're gonna be caught up together with them in the clouds. So then, how is that gonna happen? The clouds are the chariots. You know, the scripture says we're gonna fly to the windows. I forget how to go, but we're gonna fly up. All right. So go ahead.
It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, chariots, to meet the Lord in the air.
Yeah, we're gonna meet the Lord in the air. Go ahead.
It says, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
Yep. Saved. We're gonna be saved. That's the true definition of being saved. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 18, wherefore comfort one another with these words. That's it.
And we got to see glass.
Oh, I got it. That's right. This is Revelations 15:2, and it reads, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and then that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name.
Yeah, because they're going to be in the clouds. All right. All right. Looking down at the destruction. Go ahead.
Stand on the sea of glass.
Standing on the sea of glass. I had a vision that I was sitting, what they call Indian style, had my legs crossed looking down at the earth. No, not kidding. I was in the chariot looking down at the earth.
Like a meditation
Yeah,
position.
and it was quiet. It was quiet in the chariot, and I was literally sitting on glass with my legs crossed, looking down, and I was high up. You know how it wasn't even like, you know, have you ever been in a plane? You see everything small. That's how it was.
Yeah.
But I was sitting in a chariot, and the floor was glass. You could see right through the bottom. Go ahead.
Stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what's going to happen. The elect is the elect. And we're going to sing songs in the spaceship. It's going to be like a celebration after we sing.
Singing the song of Moses.
Yep. So the true definition of salvation is being caught up in those chariots and changed.
And Revelation 15:3, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints.
Yep. Yep. Just and true are thy ways. Because he's going to save you. You know? Is that it?
And who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee. For thy judgments are made manifest.
Yep, clear. And you're going to know it was the Lord. And by that time, his name is going to be ringing in the earth. Everybody's going to feel. And our shame is going to go from shame to fame in no time.
Yeah, glory.
Yep, there you go.
And after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was opened. And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of Yahweh.
I got one.
Well, the angels are in control of the destruction.
Yeah,
Remember in Apocrypha it says that he's gonna appease the wrath. How does it go? Somebody get that real quick, because the angels are going to be in control of this destruction. Remember, it said, "Hurt not the earth nor the sea
yeah.
until they be sealed."
But the Lord was giving no command at once.
Yep. So them pouring out that vial, there's going to be plagues and things that's going to be coming out to the
Key word servants, until your servants be sealed.
I got it. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 39 and verse 28. And it reads, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force."
See, that's them pouring out that vial, pour out that force, destruction.
"And appease the wrath of him that made them."
Yeah, so this destruction that's going to happen, the angels are going to get, in a sense, praised from the Lord. It appeases him. It means it's delight. The destruction is going to be delightful to the Lord.
Verse 29, first one mentioned, fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is.
Damn, when need is.
Yeah, I need you, Will.
Yeah, I need that favor.
Bye.
Says they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is.
Damn, ready.
And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Yeah, like that stupid ass movie Legion, man. Stupid ass movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Legion. He transgressed what the Lord will was. He came to, to help humanity.
Yeah.
That goofy shit out of here. Ain't no angels gonna, turn around and say, but why? Goofy ass out of here.
Killing over a million kids. Why?
But why?
He was an Edomite any damn way.
It came down though.
Nah, they straight in order, man.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get the precept where it says a eunuch, just like a eunuch wanting to
Oh, the flower.
They wanted the flowers of
Flower of virgin. That's great.
Here it is. This is Ecclesiasticus. All right, 20:4. It says, "As is the lust of a eunuch to deflower a virgin, so is he that executed judgment with violence." So it's like a eunuch that ate a whole bag of
Yo, them big.
I already knew where you was going.
That's crazy.
That's how the angels go to execute judgment.
What that nigga Ice-T say to Wesley Snipes? He said, "I want to kill you so bad my dick's hard." That's an intense motherfucker. I want to kill you. Fuck your ass. He said, "I want to kill you." That shit wild.
Down and whooped his ass. In front of the building. Everybody was watching that. Yeah, I remember that. New Jack City.
Yeah, New Jack City.
That's when Wesley said, "I'll be back in the week."
I'll be back in the
I said, "You was dead, man."
You be working for me.
But that's the intense. That's the intense that the angels are. They ready, man. They gonna be ready. They gonna be ready when need is.
Nigga took 5 packs of blue shit. Nigga to Blue Chew, honey, Hembe, ashwagandha. Yeah, horny goat weed.
Powder still on his mouth.
9 tablespoons.
About to get busy.
And what I said earlier,
Got beet juice on the side.
I said he almost became a juice world around his motherfucker.
Yeah.
Chew gold.
Where we at?
Y'all got any scriptures left?
Yeah, kind
I got one. When the spirit's ready for vengeance, like we don't always talk about the Bible, but that's the spirit that the Lord got reserved for, for the vengeance. And he gonna get, he gonna get busy.
Sleeping on the Bible.
Job 41.
41, the whole chapter. But you can get. Well, because the whole chapter, really, the whole chapter it speaks to the Bible. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're gonna read the whole thing.
I mean, I can read mine right quick if you want.
Okay.
This is the book of St. Job, chapter 20. All right, and I'm gonna start at verse 18, and it reads. Well, I mean, it's really the whole chapter, but I'm gonna start at verse 19. Job chapter 20 and verse 19, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired.
Meaning that they're not going to be at ease in the time of judgment. You know, the quietness in your belly. The belly represents the inner thoughts. You know, and now he's not going to be able to say, but that which he. What did it say? That which he what?
It says, he shall not save of that which he hath desired.
Right. So all the things that he's accumulated, all the things that he stole, that's dealing with the wicked. Go ahead.
Verse 21, it says, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods.
Yeah.
In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wicked is talking about the other nations. You know, so every hand of the other nations are going to come upon him, but it's about to go on and say why. Verse 23, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, right, to complete his enterprise, right, which ultimately is to get everybody linked up with this, pricked up with this RFID chip. It says,
because if you look at Aaron Russo said that Rockefeller was trying to chip the whole world. So basically, exactly what that's talking about.
It says, the Heavenly Father Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You know, so it's gonna come like a thief in the night, that judgment. You know.
Well, he is eating, and so that means his operation is gonna be in full swing. You know, and that's the Lord's gonna cut his whole operation short, his enterprise. He's gonna cut it short, but the way it's gonna go out is by throwing it with fire. You know.
Verse 24, it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon.
Yeah. So those are the elites. They're gonna what? They're gonna go into hiding. All right. They're gonna go into hiding. They're gonna flee America. All right. And they're gonna go into hiding. Yeah.
It says, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Yeah.
It is drawn, it cometh out of the body.
Which is the silos. It's gonna come out of the silos. Go ahead.
It says, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall.
Yeah.
says terrorists are upon him.
Yeah. But that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a terrible sight. It's gonna be a terrible sight. And those men, and y'all see that new movie that came out about the missile coming from China, and they was trying to shoot it down, and they wasn't able to shoot it down. How terrified they were.
You said that China wasn't able to?
No, America.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all gotta see it. It's a movie that just came out. Here,
There's a trail, right?
It's called something on one or something, right? Yeah, like it can shoot like this many. I forget the number, like 40 and one, and then the other one, I forget what it's called.
House of Dynamite.
House of Dynamite.
That's the new movie. Just came out. The whole movie, the whole plot of it was, I think China shot a missile. Yeah, it says the director, Catherine Bigelow, The Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30, released in late 2025, focusing on the U.S. government's frantic, high-stakes response to an unidentified incoming nuclear missile, starring Idris Elba and Rebecca Ferguson as leaders facing an impossible decision, exploring realistic timelines and the sheer terror of potential annihilation, generating much discussion among audiences and defense experts. But yeah, they had to choose between a few cities because they sent a few nuclear missiles, and they had to choose which city they was gonna save. But it was still a city that was going to be destroyed by the thermonuclear fire, so they can only save one city. But this time, when you deal with the Lord's wrath and judgment, the whole of Babylon is going to be taken out. You know, the whole of Babylon is going to be taken out by. It's going to be it's going to be done by even your allies, as well as allies. You know. So what we got? Where we? Where we in? So should you say anything? Go ahead.
Come on, we got one more scripture.
I read mine.
I got one. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and verse 15. And it reads, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind." And that right there shows you that the thermonuclear destruction and the chariots are simultaneous with one another. They're gonna in the day of destruction, the chariots are gonna be raining down, and the chariots are gonna be infiltrating the earth, and the missiles are going to be raining down on the earth, man. You know, it says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind."
Yeah. So it will come with fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind. So the chariots can be involved in this destruction as well.
To be honest with you, I wish I said, when would I be with the fire already kindled?
It says, "To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire."
Like the Lord will rebuke this place with fire, man. He ain't finna come back talking. You know, that's why the Lord said in Matthew 10:34, I'll come with peace by the sword, man.
Now with peace over the sword. Yeah, that's what we're doing all the talking right now. That's
Yeah,
what it's all about.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Yeah, we're trying to get you, Jake, to wake up. But at a time where this is a critical time right now, where we're supposed to be locking into the spirit more and more. You know, you got Jake doing what the hell they want to. You got Jake, bringing in more damnable heresies, trying to just annoy the men of the Lord, trying to tear down the whole doctrine. All right, the whole time they're just sealing their fate, and shit. The Lord might have it to where those dudes, when we talking about the lake of fire, the men that's perverting the doctrine, they might be getting caught up in that, man. You know? That just shows you how angry the Lord is, man. And we understand why, because his laws are perfect. It's eternal life, you know? And if you go against this, well, shit, you go against your own life. You go against your own self. Okay?
Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. The word plead goes back to the Hebrew word mashapat, which means to judge or execute judgment. That's what's going to happen with the nuclear missiles and the laser beams from the chariots.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the Lord is calling out, but since you don't want to hear the word, you're going to plead. Now you're going to plead with judgment. You're going to plead with you with judgment. By then it's going to be too late.
I got another one. Isaiah chapter 20. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20, and it reads, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut."
Cut off.
It says too hot.
It's too hot.
Yeah. Do you want to do the last few precepts?
What is it?
That's the last precept.
This is the last precept. Come.
Isaiah 26 and 20, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee."
So you got to see that, like I mentioned earlier, you know, when he shut that door, that's when water came and flooded everybody.
The Lord shut the door.
Lord shut the door. Now it's going to be a spiritual ark.
Yeah.
You know, this is a spiritual ark. We're going to enter the Lord willing without his commitment.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
But it says, "Shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as if it were for a little moment."
Moment. So the Lord will destroy this place in 1 hour.
Yeah.
You know, and when after that 1 hour, that's when the Lord is going to, you know,
We're going to come back down.
Come
That
back
goes,
down.
it said for a little moment. Revelation 21, John seeing the kingdom of heaven coming down.
Yeah.
That's what it's talking about. For a little moment, we're going to be up there for a little moment. However, we don't know how long that's going to be, to be honest.
Yeah.
We don't know.
It'll be a while.
Yeah, it could be, you know what I'm saying?
When you read, I think 2 Corinthians 5, it goes into how the earth is going to be like depleted from of men. So the earth is going to wax old or something like that, and the earth is going to be without men or something like that. I gotta get the precept. Might be
It says, "Hide thyself as if it were for a little moment."
Yep, we're going to be in the chariots. The sea mingled, fire mingled with glass. Revelation 15. The moment is because so the destruction can do what it do.
It says, "Until the indignation be overpassed."
Yep.
righteous anger.
The missiles stop, you know. But then we're gonna get, as the apostles say, we believe through the Spirit. South America is where we're gonna come down. You know.
I want to read this in the NLT real quick. I never read it. It's titled "Restoration for Israel," and that's the same. It says "Restoration for Israel" in Amos 9 as well.
Yep.
Going into like the kingdom of heaven being set up.
It goes to the tabernacle of David. That when you hear restoration, that's how can something be restored? To restore something means you bring it back whole. So that's the north and the south coming back together. That's the tabernacle of David. So whatever you see restore, just like the apostles had asked, now is the time to restore the kingdom unto Israel. See, they thought that it was them all coming back from the scattered. No, they didn't consider the brothers that was over here.
And word for restoration, it says the act of returning something damaged, worn, or lost to its original, unimpaired, or improved condition.
That's remember the two sticks, because we failed. So you restoring back the north and the south together after they was destroyed. You know, after they was separated, because it's a if a kingdom is divided against itself, how can it stand? You know, we use that for Esau, but you could liken that into the nation of Israel. The kingdom was divided.
It was.
The north and the south was divided. It didn't stand, but now it's coming back together. Yep.
And then finally, verse 20 in the NLT, it says, "Go home, my people, and lock your doors.
Mm.
Hide yourselves for a little while until the Lord's anger has passed."
Yep. Passover.
Yeah.
It's Passover. This is gonna be the next Passover. That's the elect being passed over. The judgment passing over the elect. It's the same thing, yeah. It's the same thing that's going to happen on times 10. This time, when the elect is going to get delivered.
It's 2/3 gonna get wasted. So they ain't gonna come the second time around.
That was it.
So that's it.
You got
So with that, well, we'll let all praise and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem HaKadosh.
double honors to our apostles, widows, and bishops. Double honors to apostles and
Elder bishops.
bishops.
Shalom,
Shalom.
Shalom.
To the Aki, the official word, truth, said, the Bible.
Shalom.